Afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well. Welcome to FFTV with me, Francis Green. 4 o'clock on the dot. Hope you are having a great weekend. Didn't do anything yesterday, as I stated on Curtis's channel. Few family things, and obviously, family is most important. So this is my second family. Everyone this afternoon, I hope you are well, enjoying the cooler weather this weekend, and spending time with family, friends, working on yourself, whatever it may be, as long as we are moving forward, 1 foot in front of the other people, 1 foot in front of the other. Today, we're going to speak about, it's obvious what's going on. Chelsea and Man City are having a competition of who can get the top striker in the door first. That's what I think is going on. It's apparent. Everyone can see now. It's only a matter of time before both players turn around and say, I want to leave, but they don't want to damage their reputation with their clubs and their loyal fans, etc., who have shown great support for them and obviously backed their careers. So early doors already. Tony C's popped in. Thanks ever so much. Fran, if these transfers go ahead, do you think everybody else will be left fighting for third place, or will Sancho signing be enough to keep Man United in the hunt? Nah, Sancho's not that level. I think he's obviously going to bring a completely different dynamic. But, for me, Man United, I was on the Man United agenda last night. They need to have probably at least 2 more signings after Sancho, I think, to bridge that gap. Craig's put, big up, Fran. Hope your family are well. If Harry Kane goes to Man City, he will score 25 to 30 goals. Guaranteed, I think. Absolute guaranteed. Jamrock, Gunners TV has put, Fran, bless up to yourself as well. So I'm sure more people will start coming in the chat. I've noticed there is a few more people. Make sure you say hello if you are watching, and the community will get to know you. If you've not already, make sure you hit the subscribe. And your fee on this beautiful weekend is just give me a thumbs up on that like button on YouTube. So, yeah. All the talk is about, obviously, Sancho has been done and dusted. We know that seems to be going on for ages. And also the Haaland and Kane rumors seem to be going on ages and will go on, continue all summer. And they will try and push to get those moves over the line. So I'm going to start with Kane. Now, we know Man City had a 100 million, obviously, bid. Crazy considering the conditions. 100 million bid rejected from Spurs. Official bid. It was officially rejected maybe, I think, about 2-3 weeks ago. Now, 100 million for a 27-year-old to be rejected is just crazy. But let's be honest, Harry Kane, finishing-wise, is regarded as one of the best in world football at the moment, because I suppose he's doing it in the Premier League, and everyone thinks the Premier League is the best league. It's the most entertaining league for me, but technically it's not the best league. And it's not the hardest league, I don't think. The only argument I think people say it's the hardest league is because there's no easy games. I suppose in La Liga, a lot of the time they're easier games if you play for a top team, Bundesliga, Portugal, etc. So I suppose over the course of the season, you're going to have more harder games, more physical games than you would be if you play in the foreign leagues. However, Harry Kane, at the end of the day, if you create chances, he's going to score goals. And a team like Man City does not go in for someone at 100 million. And by the way, have never, ever spent more than 60 million on an individual player for Harry Kane. It's been rejected. We know that. Daniel Levy was holding out for 130. It then went up to 150. Apparently now it's 160, as you can see in the thumbnail. No one's paying 160. I think the papers have thrown another 30 million on top of that, because no one is going to pay 160. What it will do, he knows that if Man City went, if Daniel Levy's saying, well, if Man City came in with 100 million off the bat, they're probably going to go up to you 120, 125. Whether they will do that, I am not sure. Whether they've just gone in with 100 million, we're Man City, take it or leave it, I'm not 100% sure. That, to me, would be the best way to go about business. Take it or leave it. If not, we'll go and get someone else. Man City are desperate for Kane. Desperate for Kane. You can clearly see that's not going nowhere. Both clubs, out of respect for everyone else, have not made a statement in relation to anything. They both very clear that they wanted to put a bid in. They put the bid in, and it was very clear that Spurs rejected it. Other than that, we've not heard anything from any representatives of the club, either player or manager or team or anything like that. Daniel Levy has stated today that it's very clear he wants Kane to stay. Now, Obviously, meetings have been going on. Kane was at the Euros. I imagine he's back now, maybe at the training ground, or he may not return and he may still be off recovering. Because they had such a long season with COVID, extended season, lack of preseason last year, that talks will be going on between agent stroke Levy stroke Nuno eventually. Sources, as we know, sources can mean anything. Kane has yet spoken to Levy. Now, I struggle to believe that. I think Daniel Levy and Kane have got a very, very good relationship. I am sure that Kane has probably directly had a word with Daniel Levy and said, listen, I want to leave. I feel it's time for me to leave. I've done my time here. I signed a contract out of loyalty as well last time. I've loved every minute of it. The education's been great. I've been here a long time. It's now time for me to move on. That conversation, I'll be surprised. If that's not happened, I'll be very, very surprised. And that's the conversation that probably needs to happen. Kane is not going to put a transfer request in. He doesn't want to damage that type of clean-cut professional footballer. He's never really had a bad story about him. He's never really in the media. Speaks well, conducts himself well, family man, looks after himself well. Doesn't really want to come across as a rebel. However, if Daniel Levy blocks a move, how is Kane, as professional as he is, how is he going to respond to that? Because he's getting in the way of Harry Kane potentially winning everything. Let's be honest, potentially winning everything. So how does that look when you're coming from Daniel Levy? The relationship's going to break down, and I'm not sure what they want now. I can see this happening. I can't see it happening for 160 million, but I can see it happening. And the reason I can see it happening is I think that Man City don't have any other player that they're interested in. Now, there's a Jack Grealish rumor going around today. We'll get to Jack Grealish at the end. I've just seen it in the last hour, 2 hours. But we'll speak about Grealish towards the end of the video after we spoke about Haaland. So for me, Man City, they've made it very clear. He's number one target. Harry Kane will want to move, I doubt he'll go back to preseason. I'm not sure if he has gone back to preseason yet. Sorry, thought someone's hit me in the face. It's my old mic. I'm not sure if he has been to preseason or going back, or is he having an extended rest? Doesn't make sense for him if negotiations are ongoing for a player who you want 120, 150, 160 million for. If he goes back and twists his ankle, goes over his ankle, it's all over. It's all over. The move's not happening. So he'll be being wrapped in cotton wool by Spurs. So a lot of news, a lot of talk. This has now gone beyond paper talk. And I think this could possibly happen. I really do. Let me have a look at everyone's comments. Again, welcome, everyone. Really do appreciate your time on a weekend. I did put a tweet up earlier if you don't follow me on Twitter, because, you know, I'm into stoicism, self-development. Really helps me be accountable as well, because we all need it. And I put up that winners. What did I put? Can't even remember on my Twitter. Let me just check what I put on my Twitter, because it was a good post that I was listening to this morning. Sorry, I've just gone off topic, but by me saying it's a weekend, it made me think something. Winners are made on Fridays. There you go. Winners are made on Fridays. So Fridays, the decisions that we make Fridays and Saturdays. So we're here now, getting some good education. That's where we're here now. Let me have a look. See, I want to go to the top, because you know what? It's going to come to the time where I won't be able to get everyone's comments in, which is I'm not looking forward to that day, to be honest, where I can't click on every comment. Tony's put, if Kane helps City win the Champions League, although the price is ridiculous, would they see that as money well spent? 100%. I think, you know, if Man City don't buy anyone else this window and just brought Kane, and then Man U, as always, go and spend 200 million and don't win anything, and they only spend 160, which I doubt they will. They'll probably spend maybe 200. But even if they spend 200 and United spend 250, you know, or Chelsea spend 250 and Man City go on and win everything, you know, Interesting. If he stays fit and goes to Man City, he'll get 20. He'll get 30 goals at least. I think he'll get 30 goals at least. Jamrock has put there's a general lack of true number nines because Messi and CIA ushered in the era of wing forwards that became the go-to thing, in my opinion. Yeah, what it was is teams didn't really want to play against with proper nines, especially since Spain dominated for so long without a proper nine. However, Kane is different from any other nine. He really can come deep. He's got so many assists. I think he got the most assists. He's an all-round number 9 for me, Kane. And I'm telling you now, a lot of people didn't used to rate Kane at the beginning, but you can't take it away. He is phenomenal when it comes to finishing. Absolutely phenomenal. And that's why is this amount of money. Because if you got to think about it, right? You've got a player, right, who looks great on the eye, right? Looks great. He's fancy. He gets you 15 goals a season. He's a baller. He does all these tricks, blah, 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 blah. Or Kane, who gets you double. You're going to go for Kane. And by the way, Kane's still a great player. He's not going to do triple step overs and beat a man. He's not going to do that. But he's a finisher. People get roped into this type of, oh, well, there's this type of, you got to think how effective is the player on the pitch. I always bring it about Paul Pogba. How effective are they on a weekly basis? That's where your money comes from. That's where the money is. That's where the value is, you know? That's the difference between the winners, the best, and the ones that look great but never really achieve what they're supposed to achieve. Chris has put, let's say Man City pay 160 million for Kane. He has 2 seasons of top fisters. How much money will Man City get for win the Premier League and win the Champions League? I'm not sure how much they get, but they'll offset it by getting rid of some other players, taxes, things like that. You know, 160 for Man City is a drop in the ocean. Got to be honest, but just whether it fits in there, you got to remember these moves. These moves are it's like a pyramid, catapults. So it's not just as straightforward as Man City and Spurs want to do a deal, and that's Kane. Spurs will be thinking, where's their replacement? How can they do it? Man City will be thinking, where can we get rid of players to free up this? Can we put two players plus cash? Will Tottenham take that? Then there's a spiral effect. Do these other players want to agree? Sterling's basically come out and said he doesn't want anything to do with no swap deal. If Man City don't want him, someone's got to buy him. So that's out the water, you know. So it takes weeks, it takes months, sometimes it takes a year to try and get these deals over. That's what you're seeing with Man United and Varane at the moment. They need a replacement. They need to make their finances right. And I think Varane will go United. I really do. But it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Ashton's put, I'm a little surprised Man City are not in for Dybala or Lautaro Martinez after the first bid was rejected. Yeah, maybe they are, but come on. If you can get Kane, Kane's the one. Kane's the one. Kane's the one. And the reason Kane is the one, we're going to go on to Haaland, is because if Chelsea get Haaland, Man City desperately need Kane. If Man City get Kane, Chelsea desperately need Haaland. So they're both trying to get these people in the door. Big time. Big time. Chris has put, is it worth this money for one player of his age when financially comeback for Man City will be minimal? I just think 160, they'll make that money back. If they win the Premier League, even if they don't win the Champions League, with television, etc., things like that, even if they lose 60 million, I think they earn about 80 million a day, the company. I'm sure something like that I read, but that was a few years ago, so it's probably different now. But yeah, I think they earn something crazy. I think they can buy Kane every other day or something like that. But what formation will Brentford play and what can Thomas Frank do with them? I'm not really sure how he played in the... I think he'll play a 3, Ivan Toney central. I think he'll play a 4-3-3. He may play a 5 with, obviously, wing-backs at times because they're going to be under Kosh a lot. Wilson's put, yeah, Francis, I hope you're good and staying safe. Hope you are well on this beautiful weekend as well, Wilson. Wilson's put, I've got a feeling that Man City will get Kane because he wants to leave Spurs and they are likely to be more successful in terms of winning trophies. 100%. If you want to go to Man City, don't you? Let's be honest. Everyone wants to go to Man City, especially if you want to play football. I seen a rumor about João Felix yesterday to Man United. For me, João Felix is probably only going to go one team in this country, and that's probably going to be Man City if the price is right. But we will see. Wilson's put, I believe that there are legs to the Harry Kane move to Man City because they are very determined to get him. 100%. Ash's put Marcus Aurelius settings. You know that Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and then obviously podcast-wise, Andy Fischella swears quite a lot, but I get a lot on my daily stuff. But for me, that I'm mentioning on here makes me accountable because I need to improve on my life on a daily basis. I need to improve my discipline every day. So it's good that we mention it in here. And eventually I'm going to try and get a podcast which you can listen to and we can be accountable, and it makes me bring content out for you. But it won't be a filmed one. It'll be an audio one for you to listen on the way to work or whatever you may be, which would be good, beneficial for you. Wilson's put, would you be annoyed if Man United still Neves under here? I would not be happy. I can tell you that. I would not be happy because you watch how good he will be at United if he does go. Wilson's put, who needs Kane more, Man City or Chelsea? Both of them need a number 9. That's for sure. And I think that's why Chelsea are pushing for the Haaland. Don't think Man City are keen massively on Haaland. I really don't. It seems to be that way. Does it seem that they're massive on him? Who do you think that Haaland will end up Chelsea this summer or next summer? I think Haaland, Dortmund really want this to happen this summer. They really want this to happen this summer because they can get double the money. Let's be honest. Chelsea really want it to happen this summer. So by all accounts, everyone involved wants it to happen this summer. It's just, again, due to finances, the amount of squad that Chelsea have got, it's going to be very hard for them to get him in financially because they need to get rid of players. Tony, I'm not sure. He's just put I or 1. Maybe it was a mistake. Lily's put, this channel has become a London channel. Brentford, Palace and Arsenal especially. We do speak about them a lot. Yeah, we do speak about them a lot. Wilson's put, since Lukonga, Tevez and Benoit are in the bag for Arsenal, how many more signings do Gunners need? Like you say, we mentioned it loads of times. I think we need at least probably 3 more, and I think probably 4 more, and I think 3 of them need to be top signings. That's going to be a problem for Arsenal. Brandon, what's up, mate? Hope you are well. Thank you for everything and the support. Hope you are well in South Africa. He's put, what's up, Fran? I missed you yesterday, brother. I think we would get James Maddison and a right back and a striker. Yeah, missed you all too. A lot of people were saying, where was I? It's just I had a few things. Listen, if the wife needs to go out to the shops, I need to take the wife out. But if we get Maddison, I tell you what, if we got Maddison, Aouar, or Maddison and Locatelli and Max Aarons, I would be happy, very happy with that window. Ashton's put, I still believe Man City will steamroll the league next season. Their squad depth is unmatched. I don't think it's going to be easy as it was last season, to be honest. I think people are going to challenge them a little bit more. Crowds back in the game, a little bit more pressure, etc., things like that. Brandon has also put, Lautaro Martinez is a boss. Would he be perfect for Arsenal? Yeah, listen, he can play ball, and that's what Arteta wants to do. He can play ball. Arteta has made it very clear, I think, by his philosophy. He wants his players to be coming in and playing proper football. So there's a chance. There is a big chance that if he comes in, he'd be top draw. But I just don't think I can't see he's pushing for it. My ideal signings are Neves, Basuma, Max Aarons, Onana, Johnson, Maddison, and Zabitzer. Out of them, I would go for Neves, Max Aarons, Onana, Maddison, and Zabitzer. I wouldn't go for Johnson, even though I probably would go for him over Ramsdale, but I just wouldn't go for him. But we do need a goalkeeper, so I'll probably just go for Onana. And I wouldn't go for Basuma. He's not my type of player. I don't see what the fuss is with Basuma. I've got to be honest, I really do not. Sorry, just watching something else. Tony's put, for City money is no object, but they desperately want to win the Champions League, so they finally say that they are with the big guns, and no one can say that they haven't won the Champions League again. Exactly. They need that Champions League because it shuts the pessimistics up, you see. Chris has put, slight change, keep Willock. If he doesn't look good for Christmas, sell him or send him out on loan again. Yeah, I mean, he's in a rich vein of form. I just don't think he's good enough, to be honest. I really don't, but he could come true. But I think he was good at Newcastle because he was guaranteed to play and there was no pressure. Wilson's put, Arsenal need to stop wasting their time and getting Locatelli because he clearly prefers Juventus and we need to focus on alternative midfielders. Agree. Ashton's put, is it true about the rumours that Bellerin handed in a transfer request to leave the club? Well, apparently he has, and normally it doesn't come out unless he is because it's a public document. Brandon has put, Fran, if you had a team of ballers, would be top 4 or 6. I think Mikel knows what he wants from the players. Yeah, exactly. He wants footballers. He wants footballers. So, Kane, we have done. Let's go on to Haaland briefly. Now, Haaland is Chelsea are pushing Haaland because they know that Man City are pushing for Kane. I said earlier in earlier streams, I don't think Kane will go Chelsea because of the London connection. I think he will want to get out of London. That's where when the PSG rumor came from, I thought PSG would be an option. But Paris, beautiful place. My favorite city. Would love to live there myself, but can be a little bit tricky. Crime is a problem, even though crime's a problem in London. But crime in a different country makes you feel a little bit uneasy than it does do in your own country because you seem to understand crime in your own country a little bit more. So that could be a problem. The places to live in Paris are actually not as desirable as certain places in London or Cheshire, Manchester way, which a lot of footballers live in Cheshire way. Beautiful part of the country. So Chelsea desperately need to push for Haaland, and by all accounts, every single person in the camp of every single corner wants this deal to happen. Dortmund have not once come out and said they don't want to sell Haaland. They have just said we will see what happens when he comes back for pre-season, but we do want him here. That's just a gesture that they have to say. They can't turn around and say we don't want him here, we want the money, fill our bags. That's what they should be saying because they do need the money. They do need the money. They've got the money from Sancho, but apparently they still need a lot of funds because they are a producing club. They are a producing club, and they've been excellent in doing this with producing players. So for me, the Haaland one, Chelsea really wanted. This by all reports. Again, I have to always say by all reports because that's where the information comes from, what I've seen. I don't read newspapers. I just see the odd snippet on certain platforms. And been given the green light. Tuchel has been given the green light. Obviously, we know his connection. He's pushing that because of his German connection, etc., his relationship with Dortmund and German football. And he's been given the green light to try and get this done. Now, Chelsea are going to get rid of a few more players. A couple of players have been out on loan. That means that some wages have been freed up there. They've got rid of, obviously, Tomori. They got rid of Gueye. They're going to get rid of a couple of others. So it frees up the money for them to bring it in. And Chelsea will be very, 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 very good. Closest to Man City if they can get this Haaland over the line. Haaland knows that he wants it now because a lot can happen. Injury, anything can happen. We do not know what will happen tomorrow. Memento Mori, Marcus Aurelius for you. We do not know what will happen tomorrow, and we have to live. We have to live like it's our last day. And that's how winners think. That's how Haaland will be thinking, because 7 days is a very long time in football. Coaches used to say to me all the time, Fran, 7 days is a very long time in football. You may not play this Saturday. By next Saturday, we may have had 4 injuries. You may come in the team. You may score an hat-trick, and then the rest is history. Look at Gareth Bale. Couldn't get a game. Was supposed to go out on loan to Nottingham Forest. Harry Redknapp needed to push him a little bit forward. He pushed him forward. Rest is history. Goes on to be one of the best players in the world football. A week, things can happen. So Haaland will want this deal done. Mino will want this done. His dad, Alfinga, will want this done. We know Chelsea want it done. And Dortmund, think about it. You can get 130 or 70. They want to get the 130, don't they? So we could see 2 absolute world record breaking transfers with the 2 best strikers at the moment, or straight down the middle strikers in world football, coming to the Premier League. And that'll be great because we never really seem to have the world's best in the Premier League when they're at their peak. They all want to move. They all seem to move to a Barca, a Real, a Bayern, a PSG. You know, there's no Messi, there's no Ronaldo, there's no Mbappe, there's no Neymar, we don't have these players in the Premier League. And sometimes it winds me up a little bit that we don't get these players in the Premier League. But if we can get Haaland, if we can get Kane to Man City, we're going to have some exciting football. It's going to be very, very good. And don't forget Liverpool, if they get their business done right, they'll be looking exactly the same to try and get some deals done as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I really, really am looking forward to it. Lily's put Leon Bailey to Villa, front 4 of Bailey, Grealish, Buendo and Watkins with McGinn and Lewis behind. Good. Yep. would be good. Wouldn't challenge for top 4, but it would be good. Great content as usual. Really appreciate the support as everyone, as always, Wilson. Chris has put crime and civil unrest is enormous in Paris, bordering on civil war. That's the problem. It's very unsettled, Chris, isn't it? You probably know more than me. I love it, but it's a problem, a big problem. Religions, etc. Paris can be a bit of a problem. So that's probably why people don't really want to move there with their families, etc. So, how Beast has put, hey, Fran, what's your expectation on Mugabe or Teta for the first 6 games? I think we'll lose the first 3. I'm not sure after that. And I think people will be shouting Arteta out after 4 games. As a Sancho replacement, I'd advise Dortmund to get Trossard. You love Trossard. Absolutely love. Brandon's put, thanks, friend. All safe in South Africa, but as always on guard. You think Aubameyang will start scoring. He doesn't seem to be on form. If he gets 25 goals and a player like Pepe could help with 10, listen, Aubameyang could have one of those seasons where he's fantastic again, couldn't he? It really could just be absolutely fantastic. He's lost his way a little bit. It could be off-field problems, could be a relationship with Arteta. We don't know, but I'm praying that he has a good season. Do you rate Haaland or is he too hyped? I don't rate him as much as the world of football and the media sources do rate him. He's been fantastic for Dortmund. He scored a lot of goals, and I think he's still far from the finished product. But you got to give credit where credit's due. He puts the ball in the onion bag, and that's what people are paying for. Lily's just heard that Sigurdsson has voted for Curtis for the best new YouTube creator. I hope he gets some recognition, Kurt. I really do. Big up, Fran, the man. Social DRG, hope you are well, mate. Tony C's put Chelsea lacked a goal scorer last year, even though they were Champions League. Some games they dominated but couldn't get the 3 points because they missed as many chances. Like I said, if they get Haaland desperately, they want him. It would be a different Chelsea team. Need to switch those notifications on for the channel. Yeah, to switch them on. If you've not already, make sure you do hit your notifications because it just gives you a little heads up. Sometimes I'll pop on and I don't put a thumbnail out. Try and get a thumbnail out early, but as you know, things can change quite quickly. And make sure you hit the like button, people. Really do appreciate it. And let us get into that. Obviously, YouTube algorithm. That's what we need. And Chris has also put, a rumor is if Kane goes, Tottenham will go for Griezmann. Griezmann's a good player. I really like Griezmann. Ashton's put, I don't trust Abba to come back after his strike last season, which is why I want Arteta and LA to convince Martial from Man United to come to Arsenal. Martial's a funny one, isn't it? You know, I think people are patient in him because he knows he's got so much ability. He's got ridiculous ability. He's lightning, but he's just not found that. He's just not found it, has he? He's just not found it. I'm most shocked Mane is at Liverpool still. Jota being trying to steal his job. I'm surprised Mane. I think Mane might have got to move this summer. Smash the likes and subscribe and share, people. Sharing is very, very big, people. Brandon's put, I agree, fan. Laugh out loud. Haaland must be a nightmare for defenders. I'm a right back, but if he was running up at me, I'm out, bro. Yeah, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful. Also, Seto's also put, no, I don't want Manchester City having even more power, so no Grealish and no Kane. It'd be good to see, but God, it would be leaving everyone's behind. It's one of those where you see someone compounding and maybe reading every day, and you don't read since you left school, and you're thinking, oh, he's just going to be so much better than me in 5 years. That's what it's like. So get reading, people. Jamrock's put, I don't want Martial nowhere near Arsenal. Very highly overrated. I just think he's not consistent enough, is he? And if you're not consistent, then it's not going to be, is it? Also, that season with the young creator. So for me, Chelsea really, really need to push that because they are scared that Man City are going to push everything to get Kane, and that would beat the gap even bigger. Man City, as we know, missing that goal scorer. Chelsea, as we know, missing that goal scorer because football has become so technical and so tactical. People have forgot about main goal scorers. And at the end of the day, the game, for example, Man City, in nearly every game that they've played, they win if they've got Kane. They win. Honestly, I would be surprised if they lost a game if they sign Kane, because he'll be the difference when they're dominating and bang, goal, bang, goal. He'll be the difference. He would be the difference. Excuse me. Sorry, Fran, about Birmingham and Willian are having Ozil effect. Yeah, you could say that. I think it's too easy to say that, How Beast. I think it's just a subconscious mind saying, "Oh, well, he signed his new contract," but something's definitely wrong. It really is. Martial is 25, and I'm sure he wants to make the World Cup next season with France. I don't see him starting for Man United next season. Martial needs to get out of Man United. Craig's put Fran, Arsenal are going to pay 30 million for Ramsdale, but they sold Martin. Oh, hey, listen, let's not talk about. I spoke about that in the stream yesterday. It just sums Arsenal up. Absolutely terrible, terrible business. Right, strikers out the way, big boys. Jack Grealish, another rumor which will not go away. That Man City are willing to pay 100 million for Jack Grealish. I can't see them doing both deals. So maybe Jack Grealish is a backup for the Kane. Completely different players, as we know. But maybe they do need to they want to bring that marquee signing in. I can't see him going for both. I just can't see the finances, the financial fair play somehow fitting in unless they're working behind the scenes and they're getting rid of 4 or 5 players. Now Man City could get rid of 5 fringe players who would be the best player in the team that they go for. Let's be honest. Man City could get rid of 5 fringe players who are going to go straight into an Arsenal, straight into even a Barcelona and Real Madrid at the moment because of the financial problems that they're having. So it's going to be easier for them to shift a lot of players. But Jack Grealish is going to find this very, very hard. Boyhood club, local lad. We seen back in the day when Gerrard nearly went Chelsea and he had to turn around in the car because of apparently a few bigger people in Liverpool were not happy. They were the rumours. Don't see that being the case with Jack Grealish, the local mafia after him or whatever may be. But it's going to be a big, big problem for him leaving this club. He's emotionally attached to this club, but he has to leave. A lot of Villa fans who watch this will say, no, he doesn't, Fran. No, he doesn't. That's their emotions. That's them being biased. That's their emotions getting involved in their thinking. It's clouded. It's not clear because they have an emotional attachment to Aston Villa, and I get that. But you've got to be honest. It's like Kane. These players have to move to these big clubs. Big players move to big clubs. You know, you have your one-man clubs. You know, your Matt Letizia, if anyone remembers him, he should have never stayed at Southampton. And if he didn't stay at Southampton, he would have been a regular for England. So these one-club players that people speak about, people say, oh, well, Messi's one club. Why would you leave Barcelona? Why on earth would you leave Barcelona? Realistically, if you are Mr. Barcelona. Paolo Maldini, Baresi, they never left Milan. People didn't talk about them. There's so many players that stay at one club. However, these clubs are the best clubs in the world. The best clubs in the world. So for Jack Grealish, he's got to seriously be saying to himself, I need to move to Man City. And he will be. He will be saying this as much as people don't like it. Jack Grealish will be saying, I need to move to Man City and you need to do everything to get this deal done. Because do not forget, Jack Grealish is not 21. I think he's 26 this year. Okay? So this big money move is around for one more year. One more year. That big money move is around for one more year because then Man City or Chelsea or Man United will go out and buy other players over the next 24 months. They'll buy other players. So you can't miss that bus, Jack Grealish. He's got to get there. It's going to be very hard for him. Villa won't want to lose him, but they got Buendia. They brought other players in. They know they may have to lose Jack Grealish. He missed 3 months of last season. Villa did okay without him playing. He is their talisman, but he needs to go. However, does he play every week at Man City? I don't think he does. That's something he's got to think about. He plays every week at Man United, but does he play every week at Man City? He doesn't. And he's got to think to himself, I do need to go to the next level. I do need to go to the next level. I need to make a decision that is going to upset 99.9% of the people around me. But it's about him. What does he want to achieve in his football career? Because before you know it, I can tell you from experience, it's finished. Your football career is finished. It's finished. So he needs to go and Kane needs to go. So if that is the case and Man City are pushing both, I mean, if they went for 200 million and got both, they might only have 2 players and get 200 million. Now, people are talking, oh, well, two things can't happen. Think about it. It could do, because Chelsea might spend 250 million on 5 players. Man United might spend 250 million on 5 players. Liverpool might spend 200 million on 4 players. Man City spend 200 million on 2 players. They've got the best business. So it could happen. It could happen. It really could happen. Let me go to some of your comments. Chris has put, it's obvious from me putting a bid for Tony that Brentford can't refuse. Sell Lacazette, 100%. I would have done that straight away. Do you only trade on weekends, Fran? I try not to trade on the weekend because my wife's told me that I lose too many trades at the weekend. But one today was quite appetizing, and it's gone all right for me. So yeah, if the setup's there, then I've got to take it. That's the trading plan. I have to take it, even if I don't really want to take it, or I've lost 3 trades in a row. I need to take it because that's the setup. That's the setup. So the only way I'm going to get better at trading is trading my setup. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are interested in the crypto and trading in the chat. I've noticed everyone asks me its questions. So it's good. It's good to talk about it as well away from football. Seto's also put Man City. If they get Kane and Grealish, this season is wrapped. We can't have a season so one-sided. If they get those two and those two stay fit, then I think they'll win the Premier League by about 15, 20 points. Craig's put, Fran, everybody got a price. Everybody's got a price. Every single person on the planet has a price. Chris has put, Letitia was laid back, had no ambition. Exactly. Ashton's put, Grealish coming in could mean Bernard Silva leaving the club. Well, there was a rumor that Bernard Silva was going Arsenal. We were linked with him. Hey, listen, we're linked with everyone. As you know, we're linked with absolutely everyone. We're linked with new team men, new groundsmen, I think, new dinosaurs, which is crazy. But Bernardo Silva, it was always strange for me when he played him in the huge games at Man City, when he played Gundogan and Silva and De Bruyne, because Silva is not David Silva, that's for sure. And he's very, very good. He's great on the ball, but sometimes that little bit of pace, that little bit of physicality, for me, he got overrun. So I can see why they want to get rid of him, and he's a good asset. A lot of clubs will want Silva, I can tell you that. Tony's put, will Jack Grealish become like he was for England? A good bit part player if he went to City. I think he'll get more games for City than he will England, because City play better football than England. City will adapt to City, and Pep will make Grealish, I think, world class. If he doesn't leave, he won't be world class. But I think Pep could make Grealish world class. He took Sterling from a 5 to 9 goals rookie winger stroke striker to a 20-plus goal scorer on a regular basis. And Sterling, to be fair, has been awesome for Man City. And he's been awesome for England, let's not be honest. And that's down to Pep. It is down to the individual, of course, being allowing to be coachable. It's very important that we're coachable. It's very important that we are humble enough to want to develop and learn every day and get better. Me included. You should always want to get better. 10 years ago, I didn't want to get better. I thought I knew everything. And so did probably Sterling when he went to Man City. He thought he knew everything. So you've got to give credit where credit's due to an individual who wants to learn, who wants to be told that he's not good. And I think Raheem Sterling has taken that on board. And I think that's probably the best thing that is allowed to happen. Jamrock, never trade the weekend. That's what they always... Crypto is a bit different from, obviously, Forex you can't trade, but there's so many moves in crypto at the weekend. And like you say, for many weekends, the last couple of months, it's not been good for me. So I'm playing catch up at the moment. But this morning was okay just because it hit my setup. It's just hit another setup at the moment, but my community is more important than the little trade that's going on. Thoughts on Fofana? Would you take him ahead of Gabriel? Fofana's been outstanding. Love him. Positioning a few times, gets drawn towards the ball, but he is very young. Gabriel will be good, but Fofana was better than him last season. Chris has put, if Man City get Grealish, most of Man City's goals next season will be from free kicks. You can imagine Grealish, De Bruyne, Kane, and then you've got Gundogan, who was outstanding towards the end of the season. Sterling's going to be in and out. It'll be unreal to watch them. They'll be so good. I love watching Man City. It's my total football. I love it. Brandon's put, Fran, you're right. Everyone has their price. I used to hate RVP for leaving, but if I put myself in his shoes and understand why did he want what he did. Listen, this is what you got to remember, yeah? You got to put it to normal reality. you know. So let's go from the extreme to no. You work at Waitrose. You leave school and you work at Waitrose. No, you work at Tesco, because everyone works at Tesco, don't they, when they first leave school or whatever, right? Get a little part-time job at Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, stacking shelf, etc. All of a sudden, you're in the same job. A Waitrose boss phones you and says, come to Waitrose. Come and do the same job you're doing at Sainsbury's, but do it at Waitrose. And I'll double your pay packet. What are you going to do? You're going to go Waitrose. It's as simple as that. One, Waitrose is better food. It's a better supermarket. Two, they're going to double your money. So why would you not do that? If you are senior manager at, I don't know, printerworld.com, all right? You're senior manager. And another company wants you in the same industry, and they're going to make you CEO or one below the CEO or whatever it is these days. Everyone makes up these names. They're going to double your money, and they're a bigger company. What are you going to do? You're going to go. So when people talk about loyalty in football, what you've got to remember is there is no loyalty in football. I can tell you that from first hand. When your contract is going to come for renewal at the end of the season, you could have played 30 games. Right? I'm talking through experience. Happened to me. You say you play 30 games one season, comes to the end of the season, you think you're getting a new contract. The manager wants to go in a different direction. He doesn't offer you a contract. You get paid for 2 months after that, and your money's done. Don't care if you've got mortgage, don't care if you've got wife, don't care if you've got kids, none of that. So if the club don't want you and your contract's up, not going to keep you around. So there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty. You got to go and get the bag. You got to go and do what's best for you and your family. And that's why we can't hold grudges against players who want to move from our club if the opportunity is better, because we would all do it if we have ambition. If you've not got ambition, you might turn around and say, yeah, you know what? I just want to stay here. I'm quite happy. I'm comfortable. My wife's happy. My kid's happy. I'm happy. I'm just going to stay here. I don't want to rock the boat. That's fine. But that's a lack of ambition. That's a lack. That's not a winner. That's a loser. They're not winners. So there's nothing wrong with not being like that. But if you're playing a sport where you only have 10 to 15 years, if you're lucky in it, you've got to be a winner and you've got to think like a winner. And that's, by the way, not just footballers. That's in everyday life. That's what I've learned. Leno or Schmeichel? Schmeichel all day. Outstanding goalkeeper. One of the best for me. Chris has put Grealish should become a gardener after football. Spends most of his time on the ground. Yeah. One thing I don't like about him is he dives. And if that was 10 years ago, we'd be saying, what's he diving for? He's like all the foreigners. Now we tend to accept it. How's put, listen to your advice with Fran. The dip isn't coming, Fran. BT is up. I want down. Yeah. Well, my wife was going to buy some the other day, and I told her to just wait a little bit because we was touching 29. It looked like we've got one last leg. We could have one last leg. This could be a little bit of a bull trap to try and get you back in. We've still got to surpass 36 before you get fully bullish. If you look at the big chart, we've just touched 34, a little bit of a bounce. So patience. This could be start of wave 5 that goes up to 40 and then another huge dump at the end of the year. So yeah, we will see. We will see. But we don't know. Nobody knows. If we all knew, we'd be all multimillionaires, wouldn't we? So, Tony C's put surprised Jack Grealish is not in Tokyo at the moment when he got middle with diving with ease. Hey, I bet his best mates with Tom Daly. Dan the Man 23, thanks for popping in. Really do appreciate it, mate. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like if you already haven't. Thanks for the support. Honestly, don't have much problem with players leaving Arsenal. It's the club's fault for not building teams to compete with titles. 100% agree. Cannot agree anymore. All players left and won trophies. There you go. In a nutshell. Everybody, in a nutshell. Buendia or Pepe? At the moment, Pepe, even though he does frustrate me, but Buendia has got a lot. And I think Buendia will be good this year. I think if you had crypto YouTube shorts, it would be a hit. Yeah, it seems to be a big thing, don't it? The crypto shorts on YouTube. The only thing is you'd have to start a new channel, I think, example. So, and obviously because it's football. But we will see. You never know what's happening in the future. I always like projects, but my wife, again, has told me, concentrate on one thing, master that, then go on to the next. Because I'm a man that tries too many things at once, and then it goes wrong. Danaman 23 has put, even Olivier Giroud, look what he won after he left Arsenal, Europa, Champions League, and World Cup. So he won all the best trophies after he left Arsenal. And Giroud was a squad player, and he knew Arsenal lacked ambition. There you go. There you go. Del J, thanks for popping in. Ears Port. Van Persie was ahead of his time, knew the right time to get out. Van Persie was awesome. What a player. Peterborough, the Championship, do you think they can get the playoffs? Listen, it's a big ask, Brendan. It really has. I will be covering the Peterborough games, away games on the radio. And I'm going to vlog my days as well, which I think that'll be a good segment to the channel. It'll help see people at Championship games as well. Some nice stadiums in the Championship as well. Some good football as well in the Championship. Most of the Premier League players come from the Championship. Most of the good ones anyway. But the playoffs is going to be very, very hard for Peterborough. The standard of football and the teams that are in the Championship is hard. It's very, very hard. There's a lot of money to compete with. Peterborough don't have that amount of money. You got to remember, 3 teams that come down will have parachute payments from the Premier League. I think they get something like 30 million for 2 seasons each. So they got 60 million budget. That's why they try and bounce back up. So it's going to be tough. Survival is the main thing for Peterborough. Survival is the main thing for Peterborough next year, Brandon. Brandon put, true, I don't blame anyone for leaving us because they secured the bag and cup. Listen, it's ambition. What do you want out of life? Do you Pereira at West Brom, his goal against Arsenal, Everton stand out? I can't believe we've not signed Pereira. I can't believe anyone's not signed Pereira yet. If Dembele leaves Posh, they will struggle to stay up? Yeah, I think Dembele will be very important next year. He brings that little bit of edge, whereas we're Peterborough very disciplined, very comfortable, workmanlike, which gets you a long way. But Dembele brings that little bit of extra. So he needs to play a big, big part. Dembele does. Peterborough, Nottingham Forest. I would love to see them try and come to the Premier League. Oh, that would be a dream if both of those teams got in. Devon's put, big up, good content. Thanks for the support as always, Devon. Lily's put, how does FFP work in the Championship? Because Fulham have signed Harry Wilson for 12 million and Gazanega, who is high wages. Well, they get parachute payments when they come down. So I think it all has to fit in with the financial fair play again. Basically, it's something to do with how much revenue you bring in times something. Can be done by offshore taxes. That's how big dogs get around it. Did you see Pereira free kick against Everton? Oh, he's a player. He's got so much techers. I'd rather Arsenal get Pereira than Maddison. Use this Maddison money on Partey partner. That's our most pressing need. We can't get into season having only being partner. Listen, good piece of business that would be. Everyone's raving about Maddison. If Maddison's going to cost you 80 million and you can get Pereira for about 15 or 18 million, Pereira will probably bring you more of a threat than Maddison. People just looking at the price. Pereira's the one for business for me all day. What a player. I would love him to come to Arsenal. And he would come to Arsenal at the drop of a hat. Do you rate Maddison? Yeah, you've got to rate him. Just not sure about his dress sense, but that's his choice. And also, there seems to be a problem with Brendan Rodgers. And that questions me as a former player who had a lot of problems with managers. I thought it was the managers. It just wasn't me conducting my responses in the right way. And I think that rings alarm bells for me from my experience. Seto's put, also last season, Harvey Barnes was doing so well, then he got injured. Are people sleeping on him? Harvey Barnes is a great player, but when you're injured, people forget about you. That's the problem. Serious question, Fran, from How Beast. What happened to Gunnosaurus? Is he coming back? Will be weird at Arsenal home games. I think they've re-signed him. I heard they re-signed him. They need to re-sign someone. He could be playing up front at this rate. I could tell you that. He could be playing up front. Honestly, people, he could be playing up front. So I'm gonna go for an hour. So we've got another 10 minutes. So throw any questions in, throw any more debates. We've covered Kane. I really want I want Kane to go to Man City because I want to see him at Man City. I like Man City. Grealish would be good. Obviously, good for the Premier League because I think people are really going to have to up the game. People say the gap would get wider. For me, I think that encourages the teams to do better, work harder, get better business, to bring the Premier League back to where it should be, because last year was terrible. Last 2 years in the Premier League has been terrible. So if Man City are showing the hallmark and saying this is what we want to do, and Man United are going out and getting Sancho, and Man United want Varane, and Chelsea want Haaland, For me, that's telling everyone else we're meaning business. And I think the rest of the Premier League will up. So I think it will be a very, very good Premier League this year. I really do, especially with the fans back in. Lily's put, so are you telling me Fulham can spend 35 million? I honestly do not know. I do not know how it works or the finances or what they can and can't spend. I really don't know, Lily. I really don't. It's best to talk to all the football, financial fair play lawyers and all that stuff. Danderman 23 has put Pereira's type of signing Wenger would make, and he'd become world class, or sadly, should I say, now less the type of signing. There are hidden gems to be found. Edu is also Brazilian and cheap. The thing is, Dan, Pereira's not even hidden. Everyone knows about him, and he's still there. I'd have snapped the hands off. But you know what it is? They may be listening to some rumors or something. Why is he cheap? Maybe he's unrest. Maybe he's a bad apple. Maybe he's this. Just judge him on what he did on the football pitch and go and sign the player. Dal J's put, what's to say about Leno wanting to leave and all of a sudden selling Emmy last year might be worse than Arsenal in a decade? Listen, selling Emmy was terrible. And Leno has made it very clear, I think, that he wants to leave. He wants to go somewhere else. I don't know if his family's not happy in London, want to change, want some sunshine maybe, a little bit of a laid-back lifestyle. Jamrock Gunner has put, I'm hoping Lukonga becomes Kante too. Listen, there'll be 50 players out there who everyone's hoping there'll be Kante, and we won't find it. Kante's positional play is what makes him. Kante's positional play is frightening. And it comes from experience in a way, but it comes from instinct. And a lot of the time, you can't teach instinct, knowing where the ball's going to land before it goes, or probability. So there's a probability the ball may land there higher than the ball may land there. That's what Kante is good at. I'm not sure you can teach that. Teddy Sheringham once said that he doesn't think that you can teach the ability of instinct. I disagree. I think you can teach anything. The brain is unlimited. I think it's just work that needs to be done, and people look at it in a different way. To be fair, EPL as a league race has been average, but English teams in Europe have been great past few years. EPL has had 2 all-English Champions League finals in the past 4 years. That's fantastic. Yeah, the standard of the Premier League, to be fair, is not technically as good as the other leagues for me, but it's just because the money's there. It used to be the Serie A, didn't it? It used to be Serie A, Napoli, Sampdoria, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus. These teams, everyone throwing tissue from the crowd and the papers, and all the money was there, and all the best players went to Serie A. Then the Premier League came around, the money came in, and the players took 10 years for the players to really start coming over. But then the Premier League won, and eventually it might go somewhere else. The big wigs might go somewhere else. You know, the money might go somewhere else. Pereira's goal versus Arsenal, good player. Fran, I would take Tielemans over Maddison. Craig, Tielemans is a fantastic player. Another Leicester unbelievable recruitment. Is going to saw us our marquee signing of the season. It could be at this rate. Leicester signed indeed 50 million. How is worth now? Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's great, to be honest. Ndidi, I think he's a good tackler. I think he reads the game well. I think he's bang average on the ball. But probably 50 million now, you would say. Maybe even more in the way the market is. Seto's put, I think Sancho will take 2 seasons to kick into gear. Bruno was a fluke. I never expected him to do just starting. The thing with Sancho is he's one of those players where he's very just off the cuff. So he could be fantastic, or he could take him a while to adjust. I think he'll have a decent season. I really do. I think he'll get more than 10 assists, and I think he'll get more than 10 goals. But we will see. We will see. And if he's injured, then obviously not. Brandon's put, Fran, around where I live, the bar and my district, there is about 2 Arsenal fans. Through the years, Arsenal fans have dissipated and become Chelsea and City supporters. I will never change. It's a new generation of fans. When I was a kid, you either wore Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man United. And it was mainly Liverpool and Man United. Liverpool and Arsenal. As I got older, it was Man United and Arsenal. And then over the last, like you say, I would say, I don't know, probably 10 years, Chelsea and Man City. Dan Sport, I love Lukonga. Based on research and interview, he has a great mentality, clear and different attitude between him and Guendouzi. That what separates talent, strong mentality. Yeah, for me, I think Guendouzi's been branded. I really do think Guendouzi has been branded very early. He's had a fallout. He's got a little bit cocksure of himself. Does that mean he's got a bad attitude, or does that mean that his attitude needs to be worked on and he's slightly misunderstood? You know, I think we write players off too quickly when it comes to he's got a bad attitude. He's clearly a winner. He's clearly just doesn't understand how to control that emotion, I think, Guendouzi. But Lokonga, yeah, he's different. You know, I think he was captain for a short. I think he was captain. Company made him captain, so tells you a lot at his age. How please put Fran, what wallet do you have when your wife uses for staking, holding your crypto? I'm so confused with the crypto lingo. Hey, listen, very straightforward. Most people just use Coinbase or crypto.com. Keep your coins in there, have a holder account, and maybe one. If you do day trade, then obviously day trading is very different. You'll need TradingView, and you'll need a Bybit or a Binance or a Femex or a Prime XBT, but they're trading platforms. To buy and hold, then crypto.com, Coinbase, just buy and hold it. And to be honest, they are 99.9% safe on these platforms. But if you've got a big amount, then obviously get yourself a ledger where you can put it onto the ledger, put it in your safe, and it can never go nowhere. You can't get hacked if you've got a big amount. But to start off with, Coinbase, crypto.com, literally you can buy it, no KYC. You can buy it in 5 minutes, set an email up, and you can attach your bank, and you can buy crypto. You know, you can just buy some crypto. Like the other day, you brought some ADA. It went up. Obviously, it's gone up from 29 now. The market's gone up. So if Bitcoin moves, the rest moves, and then you get the rest from there. Let's put, since Tillemans and Ndidi Madison was brought for a combined fee of 8 million, how much are they worth now altogether? Wow. So say Madison, well, Madison's 80 million, so you got that money back. Tillemans probably about 55 to 60, I think. Even though I think Tillemans is better than Madison, but they're different types of players. And on Ndidi, so you're talking you would have over doubled your money, so over 100% profit. Seto's put, that guy isn't lying. Some of my mates support 2 to 3 clubs flip-flopping. Yeah, some people do. Some people do support. I got to remember, I love Arsenal, but I really like Man City. I really like Barcelona because of Messi, you know. So you can support a couple of clubs. The diehard fans, there was like no chance. To be fair, indeed, is the type of player Man United or Man City need. I don't think it's good enough for Man City, to be honest. I don't really think it's good enough for Man City. Talk MU's put big up, bro. Thanks for popping in. Talk MU is on the Man United agenda. Go and check him out on Twitter, etc. Very knowledgeable. Very how can I put it? Unbiased at times. So go and check him out on the United Agenda channel. Good lad. Thanks for popping in, mate. Thanks for the support. Lily's put Ndidi and Vardy brought for a combined of 16 million. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Chris support the club where you're born. Arsenal for me. How about everyone else? Or not for me. Obviously, mine should be Nottingham Forest or Notts County. Anyone else in the chat? Brandon's put, Fran, websites to learn Forex trading, suggestions. Listen, for me, people will try and sell you a course. You will lose money. You will get scammed. Just like me. You will try and look for the shortcut. Just like me. I would just follow people what complements your style, your emotions, so that whether that you like holding trades for a long time and you can let your money stay in the account, or you're impatient like me when it comes to trading and you want to try and get a small profit and get out. Obviously, that's day trading, quick scalping. So there's loads of different ways of trading, but just follow people on YouTube. You know, it's Crypto Savvy. There's if you want to do Forex, there's other people. There's Austin Silver. He's very good. Obviously, there's Crypto Face, which is the biggest one. Crypto's got his indicator, which I use. Just follow people, have a look. Don't really, you can buy into courses, but I've done it and you can learn most of it off YouTube. Really, you learn most of it off YouTube. The reason people go crypto trading is because you can get leverage trading. So if you've got $1,000, use leverage trading. That leverage trade can be $4,000. And crypto moves probably 2 to 3 to 4 to 5% a day, whereas Forex very rarely moves more than 1% a day. So you can make quicker money on crypto. So there you go. more Forex. Might have to start a Forex channel, a trading channel. Leonardo, thanks for popping in. He's put, hey, Fran, I'm sick, but I'm here. Be safe, everyone out there. Forever football fam. I really hope that you've not got COVID. Lionel. And if you are sick, hope you recover and try and rest, mate. So we're all thinking about of you and hope you recover. Dan the Man has put Ben White second ESR, England stars of the future. I like Arsenal building foundations, local stars. Players who grew up in England understand how much Arsenal matters to them. Great for rebuild. Very good business that they're doing at the moment. I've got to agree. Tony says, put last night, you made a great point about City having 2 players in every position, and that cost a few titles in our battles with Man U, as we had the best 11, but their squad was better overall. 100%. So, Tony, you went on Man United at the agenda last night. Thanks for the support and coming to see me on that channel. It's really good. But 100%, their model is, and I think Barcelona did it as well, to try and get 2 world-class players, or not world-class, 2 very, very good players in each position. Because you play 50, 60 games if you're in all competitions over the course of the season. Players just can't play that long without going out of form or getting injured. So you do need 2 players in each position, and Man United need to do that. Chelsea they look like they're trying to do that as well. Thanks, bro. Talk Amuse, appreciate it. No problem, my pleasure. But indeed, he's better than Rodri. I disagree, to be honest. Lily, I think Rodri's outstanding. If you watch him, what he does, I think he's outstanding. Thing with Ndidi, he's just not great on the ball. That's the only thing. And nearly everyone in the Man City team is great on the ball. You've got to be good on the ball to play for Man City. Got to be very good on the ball. He's very good at understanding the game, but for me, he's not very good on the ball. Danaman's put, I like Dortmund, play lovely, fast attacking football, and place to watch best young talent footballers, and the stadium is rocking. Whole experience of the club is lovely. Once we're able to travel, I'm going to go to Dortmund. I've already said it. I'm going to go Dortmund, and I'm going to watch them. I also want to go Ajax as well. For the weekend, weekend trip with the wife or something, and go and watch football. Don't think she'll be happy about going to watch the football, but she'll be all right. Brandon's put, I support Arsenal, but I have a soft spot for AFC Wimbledon, Nottingham Forest, Peterborough, also Ajax. Yeah, good, that versatile. Love that. Why AFC Wimbledon and not MK Dons? No, I disagree. I think indeed he's good enough to play City. If they had Gundogan and De Bruyne, he is what needed. Yeah, it could work balance-wise. Could work. Will you go for games this season? Probably not. I don't really go to a lot of actual games. Through the fact is, 1, if I am doing the radio, they're the games that I have to do on Saturday, and 2, if I'm not doing the radio, I like to try and make Saturday some time with my family, to be honest, because if you're doing YouTube, you're doing the radio, and then you're trading, to be honest, even though I work from home now, I don't get a lot of time with my son or my wife. It's either a Netflix film at night or a little bit of football in the garden or Mario, because my son is obsessed with Mario. So yeah, to be honest, going to games is not really a thing that I do a lot, unless obviously I'm working. Talk News put, what do you make of the Tammy links, Fran? I just don't want him nowhere near Arsenal, to be honest. If it's the same price as Ivan Toney, I don't want him nowhere near Arsenal. He'll nick a goal, but he's no better than any other championship striker, in my opinion. Craig's put, I've been supporting Arsenal since '87. I'm from West Midlands. Nice. And Chris has put, obviously speaking to Craig, which was your nearest club? Could you ever support them? Right, people, we've just gone over an hour, as always. We could talk for hours. We should do a marathon, 24 hours. Can you imagine, for charity? Really, you do appreciate everyone's support. As always, the questions are great. The content's great. Your input, what makes this channel, is absolutely phenomenal. I've got to admit, it's growing daily. We're getting more subscribers. It's fantastic. Yeah, I love Tony. I love Tony. No Tammy. No, keep Tammy away, honestly. Fran, I think that's your name. Sorry, I forgot. Your ideal CM signing to Partey. Yeah, my name's Fran. Francis is my full name. Franny in the football world. Partey for me, Neves. I want Neves. Also, I want Tammy Weetabix. Yeah, we don't want Tammy near us. Great show, man. Have a good day. You too. Take care, son. I like videos. Fran, thank you. No problem. Support. Thanks for the support. Tammy stuck. I have a soft spot for Brighton. They play great ball, and I like Graham Potter. Yeah, I like Graham Potter and the way they play. Great stream, Fran, mate. No problem. Lack of goals. Yeah, lack of goals. You're not right there. Right, got to go because we'll be talking all night. Really do appreciate it. Again, make sure you hit the subscribe, like, share if possible. That's the little fee if we can get a little share. Really do appreciate everything what you have said tonight, people. Take care. People who are not well, make sure you cover. Stay safe, Brandon, in South Africa. Everyone else, stay safe and enjoy the rest of the weekend. You take care.